Southern California has a brand new billionaire. One ticket sold in Altadena matched all 6 Powerball numbers. We're talking about what's next for the winner.
The NBC 4 News at 3 starts with breaking news.
As that prize grew, we were all dreaming big, wishing to be that big winner. But whoever won today, the reality is their life just got a lot more complicated.
That's the way to look at it. There's a lot more to consider than just what to buy first. So David Ray is a certified financial planner. He is here to talk about some of the first world problems that the winner or winners may suddenly face. What is the first thing that they should do? Whoever won this record jackpot.
Wow, $2 billion. Good problem to have, right?
Yes.
Smile, do something nice for yourself, but don't go super crazy. Don't quit your job. Don't, maybe go buy a house or buy a sports car. Maybe pop some champagne, go out to a nice dinner, secure your ticket, and then start building your dream financial team.
Well, speaking of, look, most of us don't have teams. We don't need teams, but when you're a billionaire, you need a team. Who is on these teams, right? Who did you get? An attorney? Did you get an accountant? All of the above?
All of the above. If you're winning $2 billion in the lottery, you're probably facing several $100 million in taxes. So your CPA, your certified financial planner like myself, a tax attorney, and probably maybe even a charity consultant can help you keep more of your lottery winnings and make smart choices so you don't end up one of those horror stories we hear about of people who end up a lot worse after they won the lottery.
Well, we've already seen the owner of the place where it was purchased. He got a big check and they were happy this morning. And if someone comes forward, we've often seen happy news conferences. But should people keep quiet or should they celebrate publicly?
Well, I'm great to see Joe's there getting his $1 million for selling the ticket. In his situation, I would come forward. It's great for his business, and hopefully it helps make him some more money selling lottery tickets in the future. But if you're the person who won the $2 billion, I'd highly recommend you keep it quiet. Your financial security and your family's safety could be at risk. You really are just a target, and everyone you know or everyone you've ever met is going to have their hand out and be asking for money. And let your financial planner and let your financial team be the bad guy and say, I've got to think about it. I've got to discuss it with my attorney, my financial planner, my CPA, so that maybe it gets you out of the hook or buys you a little time before you have to, dole out all the cash to your family members. And most of us aren't going to be as lucky as getting $1 billion when we get an inheritance or a lump sum. So the risks are much bigger for maybe a larger number, but the odds of running out of money are much higher for someone who maybe gets $1 million or $2 million. Still a big amount of money, but still very easy to run through or end up a lot worse off from your inheritance or your lottery winnings.
Absolutely. I think it's an issue a lot of us wish we could deal with, right? But
good problem to have, right?
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, but there are pitfalls with striking it rich overnight, right?
There's a whole litany of stories of people who won the lottery and ended up dead, ended up murdered, ended up in jail, or just flat broke. And, it's hard to believe that someone could run through $1 billion, but I've seen people run through hundreds of millions of dollars, or I've seen people who maybe inherited $500 million or $500 million, and they come to me 2 or 3 years later and they spent 75 or 80% of it and go, oh my God, where did the money go? And it's so easy if you're buying a house or leasing a car or giving money to friends, you have really nothing to show for a lot of your spending, and you might even end up in debt and having a lot of bills that you can't afford to pay if you don't make smart financial choices.
I'll still take that issue.
I know, and I won't buy the island, okay?
You won't buy the island.
No
Smart
island.
choice.
All right, David Ray, thank you so much for
joining us.
joining
At least until you talk to me.
Thank you, David.
It's nice to dream, huh?
Right, I know.